we're about to do something that possibly we shouldn't be showing on YouTube or anywhere really, but we'll give it a go. I trust Josh. Hopefully I come back with all 10 fingers.
How do they do this? Like, this is where the fun begins.
The floor here is not level and even more unlevel than it is in most places in this house. We're just going to cut their feminine bit of wood off. I think it makes the most sense because that's concrete anyway. We wouldn't be able to screw into there, so we're not really losing that much. It's actually going to make the whole thing, hopefully, fingers crossed, even. So we'll see how it goes.
Somewhat moment of truth.
So we've just measured out the piece I'm going to cut for over there. Little trick that I learned online, so I figured I'd share it with other people. If you're needing to use a chalk line and you're only one person, I do have someone here with me today, but sometimes it's still just easier. If you actually just cut a mark into the thing that you're measuring, you can then use that to actually chalk onto. So not perfect and can't be used all the time, but there will be cases where you'll find that you're going to be cutting into the edge that you're marking a line on anyway.
How's your first aid experience, Josh?
Hopefully good, because this is not how you should set a saw. To everyone in the comments, I do still have 10 of my fingers.
I've got the rugby league playing in the background there. Currently 30 minutes into the first half and it's 0-0.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, sorry, we're not here to give you commentary on the rugby league. We're going to put the underlay down. I don't think there's a top and bottom for this one. We got this from B&Q, about a quarter of the price of where we bought the carpet from, so that's why we went with this. There's only 2 reviews online about this and they're both positive, so that could just be whoever made the carpet doing that, I don't know.
We decided to steer clear of the underlay that had the review of smells like a wet dog. We decided we didn't want that.
No. So we'll start to put this down. I've watched 2 videos on how to do this, one from B&Q, which is a UK hardware, and one from Bunnings, which just sounds so much better on the Bunnings website. They've just got cool accents. Anyway. Bringing it up close. Bought ourselves a new stapler, a real hammer one. We have spent about £80 on tools today for this job, which is about the cost to get a carpet layer in to lay one room. If we only did this room, we'd sort of be not saving any money doing it ourselves, but part of the challenge of this was to do some of the work ourselves. But once we go into the other rooms, that's where the savings is going to happen. So apparently we just go bang, hit it down, and it should please our neighbour downstairs. So here's opening. And that's it. So you just go like that.
Make sure your fingers are out the way.
This is actually an exciting part. I like just feeling like this room is getting close to being able to sleep in. Like it's just great. Anyway, back to work.
But I must say, which again, we don't have smell cam, but it smells because it's new, it just smells good.
So happy days, we finally got some underlay going. So Jack's a little bit excited. I think this shows that we can possibly get the carpet down. Well, it's come time for me to try to get the carpet in here. I've got a 4x4 metre piece of carpet. I'll have to try to get it in, lay it down. Hopefully we don't wreck the walls. This is where the carpet's stored at the moment. And obviously the one I want is on the bottom. All right, I'll bend this in first. Okay, actually, you go that way.
Dead body. Not that I've ever moved a dead body before, but
All right, here we go.
needs to go.
How do they do this? Like, unroll it when it's bigger. Okay, stop there.
Yeah, it's going to come this way.
Yeah, we'll grab it over once we unroll it. Make sure.
I know it's not even done yet, but it feels so nice.
I want to get some work done, but somebody's decided to lay around on the job.
I am Jackster. This is the perfect opportunity to say, measure 5 times, cut once. So we don't want short carpet.
This is where the fun begins. Trying to make sure you've got enough carpet on each side. Actually, what I've seen some people say is leave the cut edge on one side, like the factory cut. So I guess I could do that here. Make sure I've got enough overlap on there. They say jiggle. Jack will find that very amusing. So, I think I'm going to pull it this way by foot. Maybe I should do the machine cut on this side too. That'll be less cutting. What do you reckon?
Yep.
Give that a go. I could be wrong in what I'm about to do, but I'm going to have the straight edge here because they've done a really good cut. Straight edge along there, wedge it in over that corner, stretch it to this corner, and then go through and stretch it all and see how we go. But that should be a lot less cutting for me. And for the other reason is when you walk in this room, that's where you're likely to see. So we want them to be the best cuts. So I guess the idea is we want to take up as much of the slack as we can before we start stretching it. Otherwise we're going to be stretching it too much. So we can go through and do that. Probably could have started with a room that was square or rectangle rather than one with all these awkward shapes in it. But I'm always up for a challenge. So I might as well just cut that off. So here we are. I've actually got it cut to a manageable size, I should say. Now what I'm going to do is start to stretch it. I'll secure it to that corner over there and then fix it up on the corner over there. So I guess diagonals in a way is what we do. So I'll do that. I've got my stretching tool. Got this from B&Q. You know, I get most of my stuff from Screwfix or Toolstation, but this was like £13 cheaper at B&Q, which is quite surprising once you apply my trade discount. So, and how do you get a trade discount? Well, you basically go there and buy a ton of equipment, and they just give you a cash trade account, and it saves you a lot of money. So you are renovating, don't go through the normal checkouts, go to the trade thing and ask for a trade account. I was lucky when I was buying someone approached me and said, hey, do you want a trade thing? I went, yep. Here we go. Well, they say you learn from your mistakes. I just made a mistake thinking that I can use the 2 cut edges for the carpet to save myself a bit of time, but that's actually a bad move. I should have done it where I have the overlay on every corner, because by using the 2 cuts, I'm assuming that the cuts were done at the exact same angles as my walls, and that was never going to be the case. I mean, especially in these old council tenements, you're never going to get a thing. So I've actually had to change it a little bit. Make sure that overlaps a little bit there. It might be struggle. So here we go. I'll keep one edge, and this side here I'll have to do some cutting and rejigging. Things are getting close. Deadline looming. We actually have a shipment of furniture arriving today. We went to British Heart Foundation op shop.
Charity shop.
Charity shop, they're called here. We call them op shops in Australia. They stand for Opportunity Shop. But so we're going to try and get this carpet so that we can put stuff in here. But we're having a hard time doing the kicking and to get it stretching enough. So we're improvising, and this is how we're stretching the carpet.
So some people might call this a Heath Robinson special.
Yeah. If you watched the videos before, you may have noticed I used this pole for putting up the gyprock in the kitchen. And now what we do is we're just using this to stretch the carpet. So we'll still do a kick in at the end, but this will help get most of it done. So I'll get Josh, he helps me with this. So if you look there, you can see already a bit of a bulge in the carpet. That's how much it's stretched it. So we lift that up, and then we'll try to knock that down. Give it another little kick.
Pull the lever, clonk.
There we go, a bit more. And we'll stretch it out. We'll still do a kick at the end. Yep. All right, so we'll just go through, we'll do that a couple of times, hopefully get the stretch out, do our cut, and then at the end we'll just knee it like normal people.
So this is from the hallway into the lounge room. Yeah, depending on which way you look, which way you the lights come in from.
Yeah, so see, that's really light and that's dark, and we did lay it in the direction that
we were meant to.
Well, to be honest, all the carpet could only be laid in one direction, so we relied on the carpet company to supply it off the roll the way it was, because they did say if you do lay it different directions, it's going to appear like different colours. So there's no way we could have laid it any other way. So every room was done the same. So look at me, I've been working so hard, I'm on fire.
Eddie, do you recognise these?
We really wanted to have the carpet seamlessly flow through the home, but when we went to put it down, we realised it may not appear on camera. I have cut this short, so even though when we had it butted up nicely, there is a colour change between the two. Not as obvious here, but it is obvious down in the lounge room. So we thought to ourselves, if we actually just put in these, one, it's just going to let us do our job a bit quicker, and two, that will be a break, so it sort of blend that colour change. So we also realised that they sent the carpet a bit too short. So if you come out here, I'll show you at the end, there you go. So
it could have been our measurements, but
don't think
nah,
so.
we'll blame them.
So yeah, we were a bit worried actually when we first got the rolls of carpet because all the other carpet was wrapped in a particular wrapping, and the one for the hallways was wrapped in a completely different sort of wrapping. And even when we opened up the packaging, the backing looked a fraction different. We went, oh, okay. But yeah, as we're saying, I think it's just going to be easier this way. So, and to be honest, we don't have time to muck around. We don't have time to send the carpet back and say it was too long or too short or was too colour change. So really obvious when you look at it from the other direction. We're finally finished the carpeting. What we had to do at the hallway here is cut another little piece and put it in. Now that wasn't our original plan. What we thought about doing is tiling that front section. We may still do that yet, just as an area where we can take our shoes off and stuff. But I think we've gone okay. So if you look down, you can see a bit of a join, but I think that works well. As we go down, we've got a bit of a carpet runner, got a few leads going to the rooms now. Rooms are actually in use. And I think we've done okay. So a bit more stretching to do just in the hallway here. This was a bit tricky. A few lumps there, but we'll get that out. Put some bifold doors in. I'll show you how I made that in a different video. But yeah, throughout the house, it's not too bad. So we're happy with this. Thanks for watching. We won't show you the rest of the house. It's already set up with some beds and stuff like that in there. But there will be some more videos coming where we show you how we finished our house off.